Hey, how's it going, everyone? So what am I working on now? Well, actually, I worked on my own truck yesterday. Um, I've had a lot of things going on. I'm going to be in and out for a little bit here. Some of you know what I'm talking about, but anyway, I'm going to be in and out for a little bit. Um, I worked on my own truck yesterday. We were kind of slow at the shop, so I spent some time hooking up my trailer harness on my truck. And basically, I'm an idiot. That's what it boils down to. Let me show you what I did. I screwed it up. I screwed the pooch on this one. So let me just show you what I wound up doing. And you'll understand what I'm talking about. So here, yes, that's my plate number. I know people have said in the past, you should block out your plate number. Why? What difference does it make? Anyway, here's the trailer plug. It's a 7-way. I had a 4-way on here. This 7-way also comes with a 4-way. Now these, it's all wired up. I ran a brake controller and everything else on the inside. And I was going to run, it gives you this bracket. So I was going to mount this bracket underneath the bumper. So I was getting ready to mount that. And all of a sudden I look and I'm like, Durr. So now I get to undo this plug end and redo this because, like I said, I'm an idiot. It happens. What are you going to do? I make mistakes. I own it. So there's the plug. Well, guess what? Comes with a factory hole for that to go through. Problem is, that harness is now hardwired to the car. There was no plug or kit to have like a plug-in style. So I hardwired it. I should have mounted it first. I can leave the 4-way one hanging underneath. I don't care about that one because I never use it. The 7-way, however, I do have 7 to 4-way adapters that I can plug in. Okay, so now what do I do? Well, I can either cut the wiring and then redo it. And like I said, I use the butt connectors, no solder. I use the regular butt connectors with the heat shrink over top of it, which is how I mounted that. Because this thing did have the factory 4-way harness, which I just clipped off and then used that wiring, for turn signal, brake, stuff like that. I had to run a brake wire and a battery wire for the brake controller itself. So I got to see how easy is it to take that connector apart to feed the wires out and then put them back into the connector. If that's easy enough, I'll do it that way. If not, I'm just going to have to cut the wiring and do it that way. So it happens. What are you going to do? Can't cry over spilt milk, right? So, oh, here's my car trailer, just so you guys can see it. I just picked this thing up. So here it is. It's a 16-foot. Came with a little winch. I think it's a 3,000-pound winch, but it'll do what I need it to do. But yeah. This thing absolutely fits the bill for what I need. So I am happy with this. Got new tires, new brakes. And I got it from somebody reputable. So I'm happy about it. It's been a while since I had a car trailer. I've needed one for quite some time, and this happened to come up, and I was like, yeah, I'll definitely take it, because like I said, it'll work out exactly for what I need. Let's see. I had gotten some complaints from some of you in regards to the videos that I had made with the van, with the cross-threaded spark plugs, and with that Honda Odyssey, and the attempt to sell a $12,000 transmission repair. And people were saying, oh, all I'm doing is slamming other shops. Well, I'm sorry if you feel that way. I do the best by my customers. Not once did I mention a shop. Not once. You have no idea what shop it was. You have no idea who the mechanic was. I do. I'll never mention it because I'm not that person that'll slam other shops. So if you got upset by it, I even had a few people saying they were going to unsubscribe. You know, it is what it is. I can't please everybody. I can only do what's right, and that's what I try to do every single time. When I make mistakes, I try to show you that, yeah, I do make mistakes. I'm not infallible. I'm not perfect. But I try to do the best job I can possibly do, and usually my job, the work that I do, turns out the way it's supposed to. And people get, you know, a good repair for their dollar. So here it is. Like I said, I could have not made a video showing you that I made this mistake. It's my own truck. I made the mistake. Now I got to fix it. So it happens. What are you going to do? So, but yeah. Those two vehicles in particular were done by the same shop. And you didn't see half of what had happened. When I replaced the motor mounts, that shop had replaced the motor mounts in the past. And the reason they broke was because they had cross-threaded the bolts in. Bolts had fallen out. They snapped bolts. I wound up rethreading almost every single thing on there to get the bolts back in. Never showed you any of that. It's just, but that was a constant thing with that one particular shop. Like I said, I'll never mention names. That's not who I am. So anyway, enough of that. Let's go on to me fixing this. So let me decide what I'm going to do with this. I think Gigi's running around here somewhere. It might be time for her to eat dinner. I don't know yet. But it's a bit cold out here, but it is what it is. So let me see if I can fix this, and I'll show you what I wind up doing. All right, so lying underneath the back of this, here you can see wires. You can see how I had connected it there. What I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to wind up having to cut this again. I hate doing it, but I really don't have a choice. I can undo all this tape and undo those Phillips head screws there, and then that piece on the inside will pull out. I mean, let me see, maybe I have enough? I don't know. Let me try undoing that first, but I really don't think I'm going to have enough room, especially with this pigtail coming off of here for the four-way, because really all I'm going to have is about a thumb width to get there. I just don't think I'm going to have enough. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to have enough. It's too far in there. You know, had this been further down, would have been a different story. Yeah, easiest way here is I'm going to cut these and just redo it. That's all. No big deal. Is what it is at this point, right? Okay, let's do it. All right, so there we go. It just clipped off. So basically, it's 3 wires for left turn signal, right turn signal, right turn signal, and brake, and then parking lights. This yellow wire is something extra. This black wire is a battery feed, believe it or not. I think the yellow is for reverse lights. I don't recall. This white wire, it was the ground. So I should have said 4 wires. And then this extra wire, this was actually for brake control. But it's, 3 wires in here that I had to cut. So now, basically, I'm just going to take this whole thing, insert it through there, and mount it there. And there you go, just sitting in the hole there. And then as you can see, the rest of the harness comes through here, and I just got to reconnect it. So actually what I'm going to do, just to make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to slide this back out, and I'm going to connect the one end first. This way I don't have to mess with it underneath the car. At least this way one end is already done, with the crimp connectors. So there you go. That's what I was talking about, using those solderless crimp connectors. So I got all of those there. Now I'm going to put a piece of heat shrink over each one of these. I might do the other end. I might do this end. I don't know. But slip the heat shrink on there. Then this way, all I got to do is the one end underneath once I have this in place. Just makes your life a little bit easier, that's all. So yeah, let's do that, and then let's get this installed. So there we go. That's all mounted up. And now underneath here, I just got to strip these wires and attach these here. Here's the other wires coming down. As you see, I got the ends on with the heat shrink. So I'm going to just connect everything here and be done with this. This is just the ground that went through. I did that yesterday. The dog next door is barking like crazy again, like he always does. So yeah, let me get that done, and then this will be finished. And then I can hook up my trailer and make sure everything works there. The guy who I got the trailer from said every once in a while there was a problem with the trailer brakes. He thinks there's something with the wiring, so I think I did find an area. So I'll have to look into that and straighten that out. Yes, I am laying on my side. So, all right, let me finish this. It's cold out here. Okay, so we got the wires all hooked up. Just like that. Those are my crimps. Now we're going to slide the heat shrink back over the crimps. I already got the heat shrink in place. Well, already you kind of have to, because if you don't do the heat shrink before you make the connection, then you got a problem. It's kind of like making a flare on a brake line and then putting the flare on after. You can't do it. So you have to tape it or use liquid tape. Liquid tape is another option. I don't have any though. It's too cold for it anyway. It's like 42 degrees here. So, all right, let me get those in place and then we're done. And so there it is. There's the final result. It's just tucked out of the way. I could still get to the 7-way if I wanted to, but like I said, I have the, or 7-way, 4-way if I wanted to. I have the 7-way to 4-way adapter plugs that I usually keep in the truck. So anyway, hard to get up sometimes. Hey, that's it. So tomorrow I'm going to hook it up to the trailer because I want to go through the trailer harness to find out why the brakes aren't working correctly like he says. He said they work and then they don't work. So we'll see. I got a funny feeling. I think I found the area where the problem could be in the harness. If not, I may actually just rewire the trailer. It's an 07 trailer. Maybe worth rewiring. I don't know. I got to see. I got to pull it out here on the concrete so this way I can get a better look at it. But yeah, so there we go. Just straightened out my mistake. Things happen. What are you going to do? Just fix it, move on. All right. Hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.